Hello everyone, welcome to CraftwithAfshin. Today is going to be a quick video. It involves a little bit of turning, but I'll explain that as we go. I had someone ask me about Bill on my previous videos, asked me if I could show my scraper that I use a lot and the angles, and if I use a negative rake scraper. I don't use negative rake scraper, but in this video I will compare the two and you guys could see for yourself how they perform. I'm not suggesting that you should use these tools. Every turners have their own preferred tool, and each tool perform better at some task, and some perform better on some tasks. That, for example, bowl gougers, it's in the name, good for turning bowl and hollowing bowl, gives a nice finish if you have a steady hand and get the cut nicely. Scrapers can do bowls as well. I've done a lot of them. I've been experimenting with the angles. Some people kept on messaging me saying why you use the scraper, use a bowl gouge. I don't tell you guys what to use, so I'm not gonna listen to those. And I didn't, and I experimented with the angles that gave a different result over the past year. So I ended up with the angles that I feel like it works for me. So I'm not saying you should do this angle, but if you want, this could help. So I've got a projector here. So as you can see, if I could get it to focus. Okay, there, 55, 56 actually, 56 degree. So it's good to have something like this stainless steel where you could constantly measure your tools, and if you're going off track, it's really easy to go off track when you keep on sharpening. So when you find the right angle, you stick with it. So for the purpose of this video, I went ahead and did a negative rake scraper as well on this end. Before it was square ends, I used it for boxes, but now for negative I use 51. I've tested that and it's alright, but you get to see later on. I'll get you. So, but for the negative rake scraper, you need to sharpen this angle as well on the top, and this one, let me get it right, 15 degrees. Some people like to use 10 degrees. I use 15. I've used in the past, so I know 15 is alright. Also, if you decide to go with a negative rake scraper, some people keep on sharpening this side as well. Well, if you keep on doing it, you're gonna end up going steeper. So best way to avoid that is get a diamond plate 600 grit, and just like carbide tool where you have it upside down in a rotation mode, you do that the same with the top. So that way sometimes you don't even have to sharpen this side, because this is not a bowl gouge. You're not cutting with this bevel, you're not riding the bevel, you're using this edge. So if you sharpen just the top, you still get a kinda alright edge. The reason I don't use it much, because when you sharpen this type of scraper, you get a burr here which is very, very sharp. You know, I can feel how sharp this one is, and this one's not like that, it's not as sharp. So that's why I always like this one. Sometimes I found out that it actually does a really nice cut, almost like a bowl gouge, almost, but still it's not as good as bowl gouge, so bear that in mind. But for beginners like myself, I'm not professional. I'm what you call a professional idiot. You know, I test out things and sometimes it don't work, but sometimes I find out the right angle that actually works. So yeah, you guys decide for yourself. I'm gonna have a piece mounted here, a piece that I don't need, a scrap piece, and we'll do some cuts. I do a cut with this side, I'll take it out and use this side next to it, do the same cut, so you guys could see the result and how it performed. So I hope that would help some of you guys who have started wood turning and you want to try out scrapers. There are a lot of other videos as well showing other tools. I've been working on this for a year, so that's why I feel comfortable showing you guys, and I had no intention of doing this video. Like I said, someone asked me to do it, that's why I'm doing it, because I like to help you guys, and I started by watching other people's video, and I learned how to do these things. So if someone asks me to show them something I've been working on, I'm not gonna say no, so that's why I'm doing this. Alright, I got a piece of pine here. I'm going to first try the one I use. Okay, let me zoom for you guys. As you can see, nice clean cut here. Okay, now let's try the other side. Okay. I don't know if you guys uh, uh, saw it, but it had a lot of difficulty compared to other one cutting through the wood. That's because negative rake scraper I found it's best to use for, like, imagine like a hollowing a bowl using the other side I showed you guys, and then at the end you just fine tune it with this one, because it gives you a much cleaner cut, but it's only for finishing cuts. This one is good for removing stock, you know. Also, if you're experienced with it, you can still achieve even better cut than this. So for general rule, I think negative rake scraper is good for the finishing cut, last cut, much cleaner, so it makes sense to use it for the last cut. Let's go back to this again and we try the end grain, and I'll change the camera angle for you guys. Okay, so for the end grain, I'm going to use the side I showed you guys first. Also, when you're using scrapers, have it so it's top of the center mark, and then you lift the tool down towards the center, and never have it below the center and cutting upwards like that. Never do that, it's not effective that way. So always have it so it's just about top of the line, top of the center, and cut downwards. I find it is really effective for hollowing, like goblets, something like that. I'm gonna face this off now, and we'll compare how smooth it gets or how fast it does it. You guys compare it yourself. I'm not gonna give a maybe a bias review, because I use this a lot and not the other side, but you guys compare it. So. For a softwood, it did a good job. With softwoods, it needs to be even sharper to get a good finish. So now I'll try the other side. The other side will be good for what we just did, to get a smooth surface. As you saw, the negative rake scraper gave a lot more finer dust, and I can feel it's better than other one, so it's good for getting a smooth finish. Like I said in the other part, it's good for this sort of stuff. Now I'm going to do a bit of hollowing, and we compare, see which one does a faster hollowing. Also, it's a bit awkward for me to show you guys this, because I don't want to be in the way so you guys can see what I'm doing. So whatever I do, you guys can do better, because you be in a comfortable position. I'm not in a comfortable position to do this, so just bear that in mind. You guys can perform better. Okay, it's fairly easy to hollow with this side, in my opinion. But let's try the other side. And to make it fair for the other side, I will take this side away. So we'll start from the flat edge, flat side, so you guys can see, you guys can compare better. Okay, it's flat now, so let's go ahead and do the final part and try it with this one, with the negative rake scraper. I just took the speed back down to 1500, because the other side was 1500, and I off camera speeded up to get the surface flat. So I just wanted to point that out. As you guys can see, it's not effective at all to use the negative rake scraper to do this, to do hollowing. Like I said, it's good for doing a finishing cut, to do a fine tuning and getting a nice and smooth surface. It's no good for hollowing, stock removal, none of that, as you guys saw. So I'll let you guys decide, and for this reason I showed you guys is why I always use the other side. It's not a traditional scraper, because the scrapers that you guys buy when you get your tool, it's almost flat, so it's just for scraping. But when you change the angle like I have and I showed you guys, you get a better cut. So that's it for today. I hope it was useful for you guys. Like I said before, these are my way of doing it, and if you guys decide to use the angle I told you and try it yourself, that's up to you. I've been testing and tuning the angle for past year since I started. I've been testing other tools as well, because I'm not professional turner, and I've been experimenting myself, and I didn't attend any classes for wood turning, so everything I learned was from the YouTube videos, other wood turners, and my own experiments. And it keeps wood turning interesting. If you experiment, you have fun and you learn new things. So that's what keeps things interesting for me. Testing new stuff, coming up with new ideas. Also, you guys help as well. Some of you guys do suggest things, for example this video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't done already, and like the video. I wish you guys a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I thought I wouldn't be doing a video this year, but I guess because you guys asked, so I'm gonna do one. Hopefully next video will be after the new year. I got a interesting project coming up. It's not wood turning, but I'm not gonna spoil it. So it's to do with resin and engraving. You guys know I don't like engraving. So yeah, okay, I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Take care.